Alright, we seem to be live here. Let's get a link to this so I can put it other places. Alright, now that I've put up a link, I guess. Oh, it doesn't actually do the, That's weird. I'll put that in there and see if it works for me. Doing a little experimenting here with making YouTube work right. I don't understand why it doesn't work right, so I'm just gonna do it the stupid way. I'll put that in there and see if it works for me. A little experimenting here with making YouTube work right. I don't understand why it doesn't work right, so the plan here the stupid way is to, well, first of all, figure out how all this works. Chat goes there. OBS lists the chat here too. Interesting. We'll see how all of it works. I don't even know if I can even see the chats in there yet. I'm sure there's something I didn't click somewhere. It's usually how it works. Okay. The plan here. I also had the stream open there, so it was playing the noise from the stream in my stream. So streamception has happened. I think everyone has to have a streamception at some point. Alright, so the plan here, I have Teddy enemies, and they are going to have multiple versions, including shadow versions. So for now, we're just going to clone the same event. And then with them cloned, we're going to head over into VS Code. I already doing this experiment with the floating clown heads where I made them multiple colors and have different opacities. So it's actually not that hard because I already made my image plugin able to display different colors and everything when it's animating. So, all right, the teddies are here. Let's do. I wonder how this will even look. We'll see. And then make it easy. I've already added the tint and opacity options here, so I can just do what I usually do. Copy and paste everything, because if you have to type the code a second time, you were probably doing it wrong. Recycle, reduce, reuse. You know, I random all these songs, and yet I think I heard this one last time. Whatever. I need to come up with a good playlist here, but right now I'm just going through the humble bundle of all those tracks that I might want to use for games, and the only way to know if I want to use them is to test it out. Okay, so keys 1, 2, and 3. I could technically have more than 3, but no, for now, we'll stick with 3. So I have a variant trick I do. It's actually set up so easy where I just set the self variable variant, enemy variant, and that's all I gotta do. It's just ready to go. It's just like, yep, change this to number 1. That'll make a shadow one. This is a shadow teddy. And then this can be like a berserker teddy. As a teddy bear that berserk sounds hilarious. I'm just totally down. Let's check OBS there for that. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how the comments work between the two. That's okay. Alright, let's do a berserker teddy. Okay, now that we have those, the numbers I need are 109 and 168. So we go to our encounter table. I don't code anything in RPGMaker if I can avoid it. It's just so much worse than coding in VS Code. VS Code just color codes everything and points out all your terrible mistakes, which, let me tell you, I make quite a few. I do. So I said 109 and what? A number. 168. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. These aren't jacks. These are Teddy? I think they're Teddy. The first number, right? 23? Yeah, they're all Teddies. I guess I shouldn't change what the tag was there, so I had an idea of what it was. Oh well. And now we're going to test to make certain they all show up as normal. Alright. I kind of like this one. This one called Dark Fantasy Fist of Fury. Okay, well, I'm just going to add that one to my list of things that I might want for later. Okay, well maybe it's a little less good than I thought. I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe there's something I'll use. There's so many songs to go through. There's thousands of them. So I really want to make certain that I double up on it by coding while listening to them. Ugh. There's a Shadow Teddy, yes. Get him, Shadow Teddy. Actually got a little creepy. There's a regular Teddy. Do I have Berserker Teddy? I guess that's a Berserker Teddy. Okay, sweet, sweet. So I want the Berserkers to be faster, and the Shadow ones to be slower and just harder to see. Alright, so I think I did something similar already with these anyway. I just like Shadow versus things because, well, it's just easy. What's the speed set on this thing here? 2x faster. We'll make the Shadow Teddies slower. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change their stats so that Shadow Teddies just do more. Is that an array that's, I believe it's hit points, damage, defense, and then a number that I don't remember what it does. Something. Event type. Huh. Wait, why is 18 event? No, because that. Wait, why do I have 18 as an event type? I guess just all enemies are the event type? You know, sometimes I code something a long time ago and then forget why I coded what it was. Anyway, oh, these are named backwards. They don't gotta be named backwards. Well, let's do this. I guess the shadow ones are the middle ones now. I don't know. Whatever. So I guess I'll make them do like 5 when they hit or something. I just want it to be really noticeable. Okay, so we make them noticeable. The Shadow Teddies are going to be just slower. And I think I might actually make them a little more transparent. Opacity works from 0 to 1, so if you're wondering why I'm doing it at 0.4 or 0.5, that's why. 1 being completely visible and 0 being invisible. Berserker Teddy is going to be faster, which I technically already have it as faster, and then normal Teddy is going to be, well, normal. They'll get different abilities as time goes by too, but start with the basics first. Let's see here. Now, if Poppet Quest was a more silly game, this might not be a bad track for all the random toys. Though, I don't know. What is this track? Let's see. It's, Dark Fantasy Studios Speed Devil. No, I'll add that to my, this, I guess? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to use it, but you never know. This is a normal Teddy, moving nice and slow. It's a Berserker Teddy. My new poison attack, which I've already changed the timing on. Yep, Berserker Teddy is fast. Somehow Berserker Teddy was immune to that hit. I gotta find a Shadow Teddy. Huh. Even the normal ones seem kind of quick. Where's the Shadow Teddy? Because Berserker Teddies are everywhere. Unless the Shadow ones are just that hard to see. Or maybe they're just so slow you don't see them. It's still only hitting for one. Interesting. I must be defining the damage somewhere else. Let's see. Yeah, I think I have the damage set defined twice because I changed the system midway through. Let's see. It's so much easier if I can just define the damage in here. Yeah, damage right here. Now, why did I have this? They don't even need this. This is unnecessary. Slowly but surely I make everything unnecessary in here. I need this because it tells what it is. Well, all three of these are necessary, but I think that's it. Everything else can be just defined within the system there, within the plugin. You're saved? Okay. So, let's see here. Hopefully that fixes the damage issue I had going on. I really just need to have it start inside of these levels so I don't have to keep running into them, but since it's kind of built along the way, or built at the time, there's a lot of switches that have to be flipped, and it's kind of more of a pain than just moving the direct start to this map, or one of these maps. Looking for a Shadow Teddy. Where are you, little buddy? I think they're so slow they don't actually get onto the map before the player just gets away from them. Hit me, Shadow Teddy. I only got one that time, too. That's interesting. Why are you dealing one? Huh. I did change their code quite a bit recently. Let's see. All the enemies funnel through these. Yeah, I just moved everything into the plugin. I don't know. Why code in RPGMaker at all when you can just code in a plugin? It's got to be object damage doing something weird here. Let's see. It gets their self-variable damage unless I specify an amount of damage. So we're going to log it and see what it's saying here. So this way, I know which one of these is actually triggering. Oh, that's right. You can't do it that way. Oh, I actually don't need both of those. It doesn't matter. I just need one. I'm not trying to call the actual variable in there. And then... Shit, I don't want to do it that way, but whatever. Sure. Tag each one so I can tell which one triggers. Sure. And then I actually should do it this way. I know a lot of them are calling game variables dot value 51, which is just set to 1. So that could actually be the cause. Yeah, that's actually what I really want there. Alright, so now by doing this, it will trigger in the console what the actual information is, and I can figure out which one it's supposed to be. Oh. Did I make that change too? Oh. Oh. I see. Okay, so there was a silly thing I did here. And that was I gave all the erase to the wrong unit. I gave them to the Jack-in-the-Boxes and not the Teddies. Yeah, problem solves itself. I'll still leave the other code there just in case for a moment to see if, well, there's a break somewhere in the damage, but I think there might not be a break in the damage. I think it could just be, well, just not telling it the information in the first place. I guess it would trigger game variable values .51 if I didn't bother to declare the damage, so that's why they were dealing 1 damage. Oh. It's the problem with having so many different systems. I keep changing things and then forget I've changed to a different thing. It's supposedly better. So I leave the old system partially there, and it just doesn't work out so well. There's a Shadow Teddy. I only got one that time too. Let's see what it's saying here. It is in fact saying this. So it is calling game variables valued at 51 there, and it's having an error on 999. Interesting. What are we doing on 999 that's messing things up? Okay. Yesterday I came along and changed my system for applying freezing and poison to this new system where it just pushes the fact that it's one of those things to an array, and then it runs down the array doing each and every one of the possible actions. This way they all stack instead of having nested ifs where they don't stack like I did last time. Probably should have done that on screen, but I didn't. This is my explanation for what happened. I just didn't do it. Alright, well, let's run through this error here. Let's see why it's causing that problem. I mean, that error should be pretty easily fixed unless there's something weird going on. Check this error real quick. Oh, not that one. This one. I wish I could actually screen capture 2 screens for purposes of streaming. That would be very convenient. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is everyone is dealing damage equal to the game variable value set 51, which means that it's failing each and every time, except one time. Let me check. The one time might be when I shot. Yeah, I think the one time is when I shot. Yeah, it's when I shot. Okay, so something is wrong with how the enemies are defining their damage. Unless I manually define it on each event, but I don't want to do that. So, yeah. That problem fixed itself pretty easily. Alright. So Ray is there. And there's nothing wrong with this here. Those look fine. And it wouldn't actually set up a Teddy if it didn't hit this. I already know that's correct. Let's fix that there. And it's supposed to pass the array right here. I guess I want that just to find out what is going on here. That has a default, so if it doesn't work out, then it's fine. And we'll also this array here, so I can see what it's at in that stage. So let's see. I think it's all I want to do for this. I think I understand the problem. Without even seeing those. The event object it's looking at is game interpreter, I believe. Let's see, 283. Yeah. Okay. This shouldn't be that hard to fix. I'll just skip this and do it this way. Don't pass the full event, just do this. We'll name this EID so I can tell it apart. Sorry, EID. And then I copy paste all my code as often as possible. Actually, let's do it this way. I probably could have typed that out, but I didn't. That's my explanation for what happened. Okay. See that there, and then now it will get the correct event right there. Instead of passing the game interpreter, which would not have all the self variables attached to it, because it is not the event. It's the common event. Bring that up for a second. didn't realize I was going to be fixing the damage system tonight. I thought it was going to be just making shadow enemies, but here we are, fixing the damage system, which seems like it's kind of important. It's still doing it. Let's see here. All this fun code sitting right here. Yeah, right here where they're hitting game variables stop by 51. Those seem fine, and then it's finding itself. So it's passing itself just fine. What are its self variables? I guess I could introduce my own sub thing to it. Start trying to figure out where this person puts their self variables, but seems like a lot of effort. Well, that's right. I think their self variables are actually stored somewhere else, if memory serves. Why they couldn't just attach it to the event, I have no idea. But I remember having to clear those manually. Okay, well, that's interesting. Huh. I wonder if the multiplier is just set to 0. Let's see. It's oops. It's at whatever variables 209 is. Sorry, not 209. 202. I should multiply it by 1, that's fine. Nothing special going on there. Alright, so it's passing the event. Maybe it's an issue with how it's damaging the player. I'm gonna log its damage here and see if it's actually setting the damage correctly or not. Because if it is, then that means the problem is in how the objects are damaged down here and not up here with how it's applying this, which it probably is, come to think of it. But I may as well double check first before I start adding a totally different function and hoping that it's, the right thing. Console logs are your best friend. You'll find every single problem wrong with your game in short order if you just console log everything. Now let's put the name of the code that I put into the console thing as well afterwards and as a string, so this way I can tell them apart, because I'll do a lot of them. It's saying undefined. Well, the teddy should be defined, right? Okay, well, I'm getting undefined off that. Yeah, it's still using that. It says it's undefined. How is that undefined? Huh. Oh. It's undefined because I told it to set the variable and not get it. Sometimes I make only the smartest of decisions. Yes, the smartest, of course. Nothing dumb about what I just did there at all. all as planned. I'm just checking to see if other people would catch it or not. Yeah, that's it. Uh-huh. Yeah, other people. Actually, probably not. Suppose I'd open this up. It's saying 1 and then 2. So it looks like it's setting them. The shadow ones are set for 5 there, so let's move them over here and we'll go find 1 and see if they do 5. Well, if it says they're supposed to do 5. Has to be in how I'm applying the damage. I did do a weird setup to involve Gal's map projectiles, but I think I'm just going to cut that from the game. It's really wonky. Oh. This error came back. 103. What's up with you? I'm sorry, 1003. What is up with you? Maybe I need to put a try on that because it might be trying to call it upon an event that's already vanished or something. Huh. Um. Hmm. I'll look back into that in a bit. For now, I think I'll look at this damage in there. I'll put a try on this. That'll probably fix it temporarily until I can put a better solution. This could cause some problems later, but whatever. This will just tell it that if it fails to run the code, to just move on instead of producing an error. Also, while I'm at it, I put 1,000,000 console logs in here. Forgot to delete, so I'm doing that right now. Otherwise, they'll sit there forever until I remember to delete them. I don't know how long from now, which does happen. Some things have lasted for over a month because I just forgot to go back. Got this working earlier. My improved poison and frozen code. All right, so. Oh, and I was trying to get hit by this particular one here to see if it said 5 or not. There's 1. Does it say 5? No, it hits for game variables value 51. Yeah. So during setup, it's just setting them all up as 1. I don't think I'm set up as 2 ever. There should be a 5 in there somewhere for the Shadow Teddy, but there is not. Okay. Let's test here. So how is damage applied here? Okay, so the if damage was if I want to manually put it in there. So we're not doing that. And this should get that there, so there shouldn't be an issue of the pulling the game interpreter and not having the variable attached. Let me do a quick test and see if it triggers this way. Then if you already have the command set up, so I can just copy paste. Maybe. No. Perfect. You'll work. Might make the Berserker Teddy explode. That'd be funny. Just runs up all over the place. Doesn't even swing its sword, just tries to hug you. If I didn't have to make animations for all that, I would probably have weird attacks in there like that, but I don't want to make animations for all that. It'd take forever. There's already enough files for the game, too, with it being 5,000 or 6,000 already. Just images. Still only hits for one. Huh. Somewhere along the line, it's not pulling the damage. Well, it shows it is, actually. Because that one's triggering. But then it's triggering this, too. But why? Why is it doing that? Huh. I really need to build a stream 2 screen so I can show what I'm looking at on the other one. Try to compare the two. 288. So that. Okay, so it is on triggering. It's never triggering this right here. This 288 is the one that's showing up. This one here. And it's saying the damage is 1. Really? Why would the damage be 1? I mean, let's make this one a 4. Let's make this one like a 3. Unless I define the second one. This would be so dumb if I did that. Oh. Oh, I see. I included an enemy damaged by variable for purposes of galves, map projectiles, and forgot it was included. And that's why it wasn't applying the damage like it was supposed to. Nice. I don't want to do those ones. Whatever. They need more damage anyway. Not really, but sure. Why that one do 5? I think the Berserker ones will just do less, but they run faster. Sure, whatever. All right. The more complicated the system, the more dumb little errors like that happen. It's just how it is. But in the future, instead of having to do the set variable command, I'll just enter an array into there for everything they need to enter for the enemies and save myself a lot of typing. Oh, that's right, hit me. That one's only doing 1. Also doing 1. Still doing 1. Huh. Well, this went from being I'm going to do cool things to why am I doing this particular thing sort of a stream. It's saying those, it's just not applying those. Yeah, look, it's still doing that. I mean, it's triggering 1 as well, but 315 is triggering. So it's saying the numbers are real. Now this is triggering. Let's see. Let's drop the EID to him and see if it somehow. I don't see how I could trigger both. That seems weird. It was pointless. That's correct, because it's just calling upon your own plugin here. Yeah, it's just minusing damage amount, so you're supposed to go to enemy. So if HP is less than 0, it does those, but otherwise it checks right there. Damage amount's only figured in at that 1 point on every single one, so I will figure out where this information is breaking. Usually the solution comes a little faster than this, but whatever. Also, the music stopped for some reason. I have no idea why. I literally put hundreds of songs on there and told it to random through them. But that's okay. Doesn't really matter. Let's get this going here. That looks correct so far, but well, it says on 288 that 284 that is causing a problem. So what's that one saying? No, that's correct. One's right, so sure. Bring this back up. So what's happening when they hit me is did I not include the event ID on that one? I was trying to see if it was duplicating what it was doing, but no, I did. So 321 triggers, and that it just never gets the self-variable damage. On 284, it's saying that all those numbers are right? We're just going down the entire list of possible options. It's saying wait, why is it doing 211 or 1? So when it creates the event there, that's supposed to be right when it's setting the stats, I believe, is that one, right? It's yeah, right when it sets the stats, so the event object is going there. So the array is saying it's only ones in the array. How is that possible? Somewhere I did something really stupid. I know it. Alright, so make the array there. Yeah, that's fine. Should go to enemy. Let's look at the game here. So let's run through the list here. Teddy does this. The spawn table is enemy, so it hits that area correctly. And the enemy type of 3, which is the Teddy, as seen by here and here. So the array should set. Oh. Right there. When I copied and pasted it, I copied it and didn't, use the cut command to remove it. So it's resetting that same array over and over and over. Sometimes, as the knowledge gets greater, the stupid mistakes get stupider. It just happens. Don't worry about it. It's just how it is sometimes. By sometimes I mean, it's 3 a.m. for me. I code poorly at 3 a.m. I mean, I code poorly at 3 p.m. too, but it's less poorly. Still poorly. Let's see here. I have no idea what bringing the little boss out. At some point, I'm going to get those behaviors too that are more interesting. That's interesting. You're still hitting me for 1. How is that possible? Well, let's see what the array looks like. Array 4. All 1s. Really? Oh, these are saying damage amount of 40 of 5 there for these ones there, so these should be hitting me. Except this one here. But otherwise, all these damage amounts are set higher. Why is it hitting me for 1? Yeah. Huh. I mean, there's some 1s in here, but it's mostly 5s. It's also constantly playing that same information, which makes me think that it's constantly running through it over and over. Object damaged. That doesn't make any sense. So it should only run it once. Huh. Alright, well, somewhere is an even stupider error. Also, while I'm at it, let me remove these two. Alright, didn't even add them on there. Added to that one. Yeah? Keyboard? Okay. Alright, so as far as I can tell, it is in fact finding those. I guess the only ones that really matter is when it's actually making the events here. That one has 5s, this has 1s. How did it create a 2-1-1 anyway? Yeah, you 2, 1, 1. And it's only logging this array here. Apparently VLC just doesn't loop or something. I don't know. Let's try this again. I get so caught up in thinking about these things, I don't even notice that it's no longer playing music. Oh. Just going down the list here and looking at what I'm doing here. And 88 is the only time it logs an enemy, which is right there. It does do that right here. Then it does the 2, 5, 5, 18. So the 5 here is what makes the difference for damage, and that's fine. But then it goes... There's nowhere else is randomly setting that, is there? I mean, this doesn't even do anything. It doesn't even trigger though, so. Goes out here on 283. It sets them fine on 283. Right here afterwards, the set 1, 2. I need to create event, just the array. That matches, so that's fine. It's right there, that's good. And then 287. Wait. Alright, so we're just going down the list and making certain things match here. That says event ID 53. And then should have logged the event on that, but it didn't. So right lower down here, it's saying it's the 287 is saying 5. Oh, that's just the damage, okay. And then at 314 is the next time where it hits. It's so fireable damage. That's still a 5. All the way down to here, it's still a 5. The error might be down here. They say I did some really weird things for Galv map projectiles, and I don't quite remember what they were. I think I had it set up really weird. I think I had a backup plan for how this worked. I think I remember now what the problem is. Because there's no actual collision system in this, not like a real one where the weapon itself doesn't have a collision, I was dropping these events right at the under the player, and if the player didn't move fast enough, then it would trigger that. Okay. That's what happens when I work on one system and then go to a different one and forget all about it. Okay, so this one here is going to be player, and it'll do 3. I make separate ones for each one. I need to come up with a system for how this is going to actually hurt the player specifically, but Shadow Teddy. Berserker Teddy. Oh, never mind. The Berserker Teddy is just going to do like 2. I want it to do less damage because I want it to be faster. Don't want it to be too OP. I also need to close up everything here. This is saved. Good. The only problem is I guess my system for setting up the damage variable is just kind of not very useful as it is now, because the Teddy itself doesn't have a damage. It's just, oh, I forgot one other very important thing. This one spawns event 172. And then this one spawns 173. All right. Well, I need to figure out the damage system anyway, so I'm not even worried about a progression system or levels system, so it's going to be all kinds of fun. There we go. Boom, 5. Yeah. Hurt me good, Teddy. Oh yeah, baby. I've been so excited to be hit upside the head by a toy sword in my life. Nice. Well. Everything seems to be working. Oh, my attack's good. Yes, nice. Freeze him in place. Poison him too. There is no balance in this game, but that's okay. The enemies are also endless, so they don't gotta be too tough. Because eventually they'll just wear the player down. Alright, well that was kind of silly and foolish and all that, but that's okay. The problem is solved. So get rid of these console thingies because it triggering that once a frame, 60 times a second. It kind of wears on RPGMaker. Doesn't really handle that well. I mean, it was managing to play it, but almost 60 FPS while doing that, but probably better not to leave that running. Now let's start playing with Teddy's actions here. I have another event that's already got it set up with a lot more of these things here, or more options, so I can just do that. Alright, so for movement here, we'll do a if can pass. I'm going to put all these in here. I like to make behavior patterns and then just have it call the common event to recycle them. So let's get rid of this. Let's make all the Teddies crazy. By giving them a random movement out of these 3. I'll probably start making more specific movement patterns or just random things for them to do. Let's see here. Oh, there's Teddy. I was starting to wonder if I broke him. I was like, that can't have possibly broke him. All I did was change the movement. Now they're a little less threatening. I don't know. I think they just need all dashes towards players. Huh. All right, so what were the commands that I came up with here? I told it move to space near player, a quick dash towards player. All right, so let's do a quick dash towards player. Where's that one at? Ah, it's that Q move thing. I think the Q move is just unnecessary. So we'll just do move towards player like 5 times here, and we'll set speed to like. And then I'll just cancel it. That was. Don't worry about it. It's just fine. I could actually have him turn a little bit and do it. Now we'll just make it really quick and see how it goes. And then this might be my Berserk dash. It's probably just gonna be Berserker special, but for now they'll all have it until I make individual ones. Move to space near player. Alright, so we're getting a space that is within plus or minus 3 of the game player's Y or X. And then it steps towards that. Okay. Huh. Problem with the step toward command is it really just follows 4 directions. It's not very good. I could use the Q pathfind thing, but it's kind of heavy, so I don't know. I might put that back in, I don't know. Oh, now they kind of spaz out. They're like, woohoo! Alright, so I assume what's happening here. Ah, yes, the wait. You can never have it wait. I wish YouTube actually reflected what was really happening on the stream, because I know it uploads, it creates a video of it, but the actual back end thing still shows me nothing, not even the stream running. It's so weird. It's got to be something I'm missing on how that works. It even says it's on private, but in reality it's not on private. Because when I made the stream on OBS, it wasn't. So I was able to view it directly by going to it. So yeah, I don't know. Apparently it just kind of spazzes out like that. I don't know. That's not very cool. Oh, never mind. because of the way I animated it, if you put in a weight there, it goes to the idle frame, which causes it to kind of jerk around like that. So there can never be a weight. So you just have to program everything with tickers. So it just counts and changes things as opposed to stopping everything. I will figure this out, the YouTube thing. It's still kind of jerking around. Maybe it's just moving too fast for it to understand. I don't know. Oh, I do know. I haven't replicated this code for all of them, and I don't really plan to because they're supposed to all have different behaviors. I might find a way to do different attacks as well, but I need to, I guess, make an additional animation for each one if I do that. I'll worry about that later. I'm going to test something out here real quick. I'm going to go view the stream itself and see if it's actually showing me the comments, if there are any, which there might not be, but it doesn't really matter. I guess make an additional animation for each one if I do that. Nope. Yeah, it's just, it only shows me, I don't know. I'm going to have to watch a video on how to do it right. I think they're just moving so fast that it doesn't work. Well, it still looks like they're idling somehow in there. Alright, so there's no weight in that. And there's no weight in this one. And no weight in that one. And he does a loop there. No. I'm going to see if one of these two is causing the problem by simply replacing it with other ones. I don't remember what this one does, but that's okay. Whoa, whoa. Oh, the shadow teddies are super fast now. Jesus. Got a little assassin teddy. They're now assassin teddy. After that gross thing that just happened. I think for them, I'm just going to have them on... no, I'm going to do it differently here. Let's just increase this number so it doesn't trigger as often. But then they'll sit there and kind of jerk around all weird. Hmm. Maybe I'll try something like this. Oh. Why didn't I put that skip on that? That's weird. That might be why they were jerking around. Cool. Well, it gave me an idea for how another one would work, so whatever. Oh, there it is. A little assassin just waiting. I get a little confused, or maybe he's caught. He might be caught in something. Possibly. Okay. Alright. For some reason, Nan's triggering over and over in the corner there. Why is Nan triggering over and over? There's no errors, so okay. Must be something with how the damage is being displayed, but nothing's being damaged. Wow. Those things are brutal. Whoa. Assassin Teddy is just scary. Jesus. Look at it go. I may have nightmares about that little hopping thing. It's like, you can't skip me. Jeez. I originally intended them to be slow, but I think they're almost just too fast. But that's triggering just on this. Like, it's still say a 33% chance to leap there, but it just hops like crazy. Alright, well, let's maybe reduce it to half that chance, I guess. Huh. These still move a bit weird. Maybe you have to wait for completion on these. Actually, put wait on one of them. Let's see here. Alright, so probably do need a progression system at some point. But it's also hard to have a progression system if you have no idea how the enemies are going to fight either, so I don't know. Huh. So the regular teddies are drunken and confused is the best way to put it. He's just off on a little journey. He's like, I'm good. Oh, nope. No following on the journey. Gotta wait. It's like, think about it. I don't want to fight. Oh, maybe, lunch break. Nope, can't fight. Well, the teddies are angry. They just kind of spaz out now. I almost kind of like them with them spazzing out like that. It's kind of funny, actually. Like he's just winding up. He's like, oh. Okay, so the wait command makes him move really slow. That's why I turned it off, if memory serves. I feel like I'm in a Western now. From fighting teddy bears in the attic to a Western now. Western doll battles. I don't have any cowboy dolls, so I would consider that. Little cowboy section of the attic. Oh, Western section. Yeah, that'd be cool. Not really. Some of these are really short. $166. Just double checking I'm not using the wrong event there. That one's right. And then let's just say the system wasn't really designed to do a bunch of different movements all over the place. Even with Q movement, it's still not that accurate. But I guess to be fair, in things like Diablo and stuff, things didn't really jump around like idiots either. This isn't Dark Souls. Dark Souls and RPGMaker? Well, that'd be a thing you could make with your time. Would not be that bad. I don't need my particles here. But clicking the wrong thing over there. Let's see. They do kind of spaz out a lot. It's kind of funny to watch. All hyperactive bears. They just literally are sleeping the whole time, and then the player gets nearby and they just do a quick line and then charge after the player with the nearest bladed thing they can find. It's supposed to be a plastic sword, but it doesn't look very plastic right now. It's like a lightsaber sword. Plastic lightsaber sword. Nice. Now they're all slow suddenly. Interesting. You know, I wonder if it's something with how the common events interact with it. I mean, really, I can just put the things in there myself. I don't have to actually have them as those at all, which might even be the better way to do it, to be honest. You want to paste that? Keyword's like, no. I'm like, oh. Alright, well. Sometimes this keyboard is a piece of junk. I don't know why. I mean, it's a new keyboard, but I think it might actually just be something to do with the way the motherboard handles the USBs or something. I don't know. Yeah, let's just make events here. Maybe recycling them just isn't the right call. I'll leave the collision behavior like that, but I want to see if this works better or not. This is the exact same commands. We'll see right now if the common events somehow mess with movement commands. They might. They've always had kind of a weird way they work, since they're not actually the event. They're just the game interpreter with the event ID strapped to it, and they have access to some of the information, but not all of it, and especially not things that other people program in usually. Unless you specifically also give the game interpreter that stuff, which I don't usually myself, but yeah, you know. Almost has to wait. What's causing that NAND thing over and over? I should have done each of these one at a time instead of trying to do them all at once, but well, I didn't do that, so that's fine. Why do that? That's no fun. Less of a surprise that way. Whoa. Well, the weight's good. The move's kind of crap. So I think with the hop, it's much better to just let them hop and go. I think having multiple move commands at the same time doesn't work very well, though. Like, they might need to be separated out. That's going to be kind of tedious, but if that's what it's got to be, that's what it's got to be. Oh. I would say this is somehow easier in UE, but it's actually a big pain programming all the behaviors in UE. Like, it is not simple. It's not easy. You'll be doing much of the same thing, only you'll have to write a lot more code. You have to write individual behavior thingies, and they're like separate files that you have to then call inside a AI thing. And It's quite exhausting. I mean, I guess it is intuitive, but it's a lot of work. Which is why I don't really mind doing all the work in this, because, I mean, it pretty much works out the same way. I almost like that they just hop and try to assassinate you. They're actually probably the scariest ones by a mile at this point. They're so quick. Wow. Huh. Doesn't really walk though. So apparently this triggers often enough that it'll rapidly leap. Even though it's told to wait, and in theory it shouldn't go... Like, it should have to complete the move first, which would take X amount of frames, so in theory it shouldn't be too quick, but... Here we are. It is in fact very quick. Perhaps too quick. I don't know, I kind of like them, they're brutal. I gotta give the player a run for their money. Looking for the shadow teddies. Huh. Well, in theory, it should actually trigger this 5 out of 6 times. I'm going to test something out here. Actually, I think I have it set here as well. This one does it just fine, and it's just... I guess for the move to work, they have to literally just have a whole lot of moves before you can even do anything. Huh. That's right, we're playing with Shadow Teddy right now, not the other ones. We'll get to them. Yes. Yes, we will. How about we have it do a little run and then a jump? Or I guess a walk and then a jump. So it's not so incredibly fast, but I also want it to actually just walk. I had pixel movement on though, so it might actually be trying to walk 3 pixels, which would explain why it kind of jerks around. And the only reason it works the other way is this, for the characters, that's all they're doing. That's possible. Well, there's a test I can do for this, actually. So Q movement here. We'll set this grid to 48. I'm gonna leave mid pass off because it works a little weird. You could still go off grid. Pixel movement, this is still a little wonky with the move commands. I guess I could set up a loop and tell it to move like 10 or something like that, and they'd move 10 pixels each time, which that's not really that far. But if that's the case, I could random the number of pixels they're supposed to move. It does walk a little space, but not far. They move a lot better in this. Huh. Maybe I just leave it on that, because you can still go off the grid. So it still fakes pixel movement, even though it's not actually truly pixel movement. But it plays out almost exactly the same way, so it doesn't really matter. Kinda. Oh, did he break? His image broke, but he's still there. It's weird. I need to figure out what that NAN is triggering there. It's just literally doing it over and over and over. Huh. Well, the only things that can trigger a NAN is... Oh, wait, it must be the boss, right? Because the boss gets some, but I haven't seen the boss. So somehow the boss is the NAN? Alright. I'll think about that. I will be back in a second. Yes. Alright, time to continue. So there's something wrong with the boss. Which means that... Actually, let's look. Well, that damage amount's irrelevant now, because the damage amount that matters is here. So let's at least fix this, even though the boss doesn't spawn, but... We'll make the boss hit like a ton of bricks. We will attempt to make the boss hit. Attempt to make the boss hit like 10 bricks. Nice. Keyboard's being wonky here. The boss will not hit for 10. We'll attempt hit for 10. Come on, keyboard, I believe in you. There we go. Maybe it doesn't like the streaming thing. I have no idea. I haven't spent much time with any of it, so. We want to copy pretty much everything that the Teddy is. It needs those three things. Spawn table boss. It should all be right. I didn't change any of that, I don't believe. Yeah, boss. It makes the mob size 3. Enemy type 3 right here. The HP works fine. The other things don't matter. And then when is damage amount even used? Damage amount's not even used. This isn't even used. I don't know why it's even on there. What's the one they have that's up there? Oh, the enemy variant. Yeah, well, there's no variant to the boss. Well, there could be. I could program in variants and then have it randomize abilities there or something. That's more than I'm going to do right now. But in the future, it's not a bad idea. Skip this because I don't think I fixed it yet. In fact, it actually looks about the same. I'm just going to copy the whole thing over and double check it against there to see if there's a mistake somewhere. So enemy stop, enemy 2, sure. I'm skipping boss invincibility, that's fine. Check for if the frozen graphic is false. That it does. And it's got a random system, but I'm not going to use those necessarily right now. Then he just tells it to move or to the collision, that's fine. And then for the attack, the attack pattern is pretty identical at the moment. Yeah, it looks the same. Okay. And it's just the boss invincibility is being different, so there must be something weird about that. It worked a long time ago, but then I did a bunch of changes. Now, who knows what it does? Who knows indeed? Why am I opening this open? Get that off that screen. Okay, Gotta grab this and move it over. I have the other screen set as the main screen, and that means that this launches every time on the main screen, which is unfortunate. But I don't want to open up something with personal information on or something by accident, so for now. Wish I could direct it to open to this thing here. UE would let me do it. Oh well. Yeah, the boss is nanning. But there's no error message for it, so it's just nanning somehow. Let's do go down the list of what's happening with the boss here, because it does have some differences. So let's see how the setup goes. On page 1 for the setup, doesn't count against the enemies, that's fine. I think that's what I was missing. Alright. That's why I've set to summon the boss so quickly after a couple of these, just in case I decide to work on the boss for any reason. I don't have to collect that many to get the boss out. There was like numbers running up there, and then it died, I think. What in the world? Alright, so the boss does spawn now, but it's like it's poisoned or something, because it just dies off. Alright, that's a little bizarre. That means it's happening on this page here. Huh. Yeah, it has to be doing this, so it's checking the options there and checking to see if its poison stat is high. But I don't recall the boss actually having a poison stat listed anywhere in here. Huh. So it's skipping this. It runs enemy 2. It runs enemy 2 twice for no apparent reason. That might be causing a problem. Do you both run enemy 2 twice? Did I miss that? I mean, I could've. My eyes just kind of glaze over sometimes at all this stuff in the way. I think it's just a boss. So... Hmm. I don't see anything in here that would cause it. And it's skipping that. I'm just going to delete it. I'll come with an invincibility thing later. Not that I think it's necessarily the cause. Maybe it's spawning the event page 2 twice, or not spawning, but running it twice would cause a problem. I don't know, when their pages are identical with just a couple variable changes, it seems like my code must be suspect if that's the case. Yeah, right up there in the corner, it's literally counting down. And then it died right over there, and there's all the items that spawned. Huh. So its cell switch D is being hit over and over and over. I do have a too far command right here, and if too far is equal to 1 at the end of all this, it triggers this and flips their cell switch D on. And the problem right here is I didn't capitalize this F right there. And there's your difference. It's just like a recycled code for all these, so the too far shuts this off there, but it wasn't shutting it off. That's it. Here's your problem right there. Lowercase f. Press F to pay respects to the boss. Repeatedly and often. Press capital F to pay even more respect, so that the boss has enough respect not to die immediately. Okay, I got solid 60 FPS. Ah, yes. I must know what I'm doing with RPGMaker in order to make it do that. At least I have clear proof that it's actually an RPGMaker now, you know. With this many hours, it's not like I'm faking it. Even though it looks like a UE game. Okay, more like a Unity game. Now the boss showed up. Boss died off again, somehow. Why is that? It's weird. I did move all the code into here, so it did make some changes. EID is an option here. Let's see if this is what's killing it off. I think it is. Not much else makes any sense. See, when I'm doing art, I just chat the whole time. But when I'm deep thinking on coding, it's kind of get lost in my thoughts sometimes. It's like, oh yeah, I guess I should probably say something. Sometimes I just talk out my thoughts too for what I'm working on. So, yeah. So Teddy's way down there, and the boss is showing up. But now it's lagging like crazy, which makes me think that the boss is doing something weird. It's probably lagging like crazy because of the console being open. I mean, it is triggering that command 60 times a second for him. He didn't really teleport to the player, though. I think I didn't include that in the too far. That was the problem. Yeah, I need to include that in so the boss can catch up to the player. Otherwise, the player has to go find the boss. I mean, I guess it's not bad, but I'd rather the boss come and hunt the player down. So... hunt the player down. Where did I put this thing? I know I already had this code figured out, and then I didn't add it in. Boss relocate. I guess I could just reserve the comment there. Huh. This is common event 116. All right, so I have a common event. I'm going to paste that there temporarily and write 116 in there so I don't forget. All of them are going to do too far. But we're just going to do it differently here, make it easy. I don't want to recycle the other code, but I don't want to tap that code a bunch of times, so... There's another way I could do it that would also work, but for now, this way we'll get the job done. Okay, and it said that it just reserves the common event. Come on, keyboard, don't be weird. Yeah, you can't use wait commands inside of plugins. There is a way to make it wait. It's just wonky and a bigger pain than necessary for purposes of this, though. I could set it up. I don't think I'm wrong. I think this way is just better, probably. That and move routes. You really can't do them, because everything has to execute within the space of one frame, and move route does not do that. Alright, so Teddy's way over there. Why am I stuck? How am I stuck? I'm stuck because whatever happened in here, that's why I'm stuck. Oh, wait. Wait a second. What I just did cannot work, because it's not passing the event ID onto that common event, so it won't work correctly. So what we're doing is setting a self variable. Attempting to set the self variable. Why is my keyboard being weird today? I don't know. You must really not like what's going on with all the streaming stuff. That's okay. That's an experiment that we're testing tonight too. Let's see. Set this as too far. And then we'll make it true. All right. Oh. What we'll also do is put it inside this if thing here. So it doesn't always make it true. All right. We'll put it in here. And then borrow this here. I don't want to put it like that, but it'll really work. And then I guess I really wish I put it all in one thing, but I guess for now we'll just make a ghetto version and work from there. Alright, so I'll relocate the boss. Let's do this. Put a nested if in there because I want the boss to relocate first. But also, if it does that, This has been saved. Yes. Okay. Huh. I might also work on new areas too. I only have like one area that's truly got everything figured out, where all this stuff is. Got the collisions perfect and everything, or as perfect as they're going to get. They're pretty good. Let's get the boss out here. Oh. This is a problem with copying code. Event obj is an object that I named in my plugin. Should be this. All right. Let's check task manager, see if it's got text crap loading. It doesn't seem like it. Huh. No, it's fine. Just the console being open with it spamming errors does not typically do so hot. Because spamming the errors so often because of how I'm not using weights. But weights are for people who can't program correctly. And I guess people really do actually have to time something, but for the most part, using weights just to prevent yourself from over using memory and all that, you're doing it wrong. You can program it better. I'm trying to summon the boss out. There's quite a wide variety of music in this humble bundle. I admit freely that I am not going to use probably 99% of it. Some of it's kind of nice, but a lot of it's just really short. Like, imagine looping 20 to 30 seconds. I mean, this makes me cringe at the thought of it. Boss too far? Boss too far? Okay. But I haven't seen the boss come to me, so did the boss die or something? You know, boss 7 is just spamming like crazy. So clearly boss is there. That means the boss is in range somehow? I guess? I don't see the boss. Let's look for a hitbox that's belonging to a boss, because it looks like it's lagging like crazy. Oh, he's stuck in stuff. Okay, well, all these things open like that. Let's turn that off there and watch it speed way back up. That console plus those things open. But the boss is not teleporting. Or what did he teleport? I don't even know. He walked through something. Don't know how he did that. Should you damage me? You sure do. You hit real hard too. I need to show how much damage is done, and then instead of having the remaining health shown, I think. Not that I would change that number, but it's not teleporting to me though. Huh. Yeah, he never teleported to me. I'll look at an old version of this code and see if I forgot something. I might have. I might have forgot something indeed. It would have been fine on the 9th, so I'll look at that one. Always have old code available, just in case. You never know. Keep daily backups. That was the invincible thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I was just missing a bunch of stuff. I think I did it for much less distance away, right? I did it for 20. No wonder he barely does it. Alright, so let's go to here. I'll put a weight on that. Because RM is so awkward, it might actually try to teleport again. I also kind of want the boss to kind of stand there for a second after teleporting, not just immediately start dashing after the player. Visuals and timing. How to make every attack look cool, hopefully. Or at least better. I teleported that time. There we go. There you go. He's always annoying. Perfect. Exactly what I want. Boss doesn't have to move. Boss can teleport. You could also have it just trigger a random teleport too. So we're working on the random teleport now too. So we'll do this. I think you should 3x meters, but I don't think you actually need the other. I think it does make a difference. I'll try that. 1 in 30 shouldn't trigger that often. In theory. Out the messaging system. I'm gonna do a test here with this YouTube stuff here. So it's gonna play the music temporarily as I do this, but I want to see how the messages work. I'll be surprised when anyone reaches this point anyway, so it's not like a big deal, but just out of curiosity. Out the messaging system. Okay. Yep, it works. Perfect. Let's see here. Very scatterbrained on the things I'm working on here. Okay, so we're going to test the boss thingy out. So I'll probably have like a thing where an if where it does a random teleport just to be near the player, be obnoxious, and then after that, if it doesn't do that, then I'll have varying movement options. But the weird jerking kind of sucks. I don't know. You know, for 1 in 30, seems like that triggers a lot, doesn't it? Just every time. Okay, well, somehow 1 in 30 is every few seconds. Maybe do like 1 in like 90 or something. This is literally how you set up the AIs in UE. Except for instead of having a crappy randomizer there where you set a self variable, you just have you draw little webs between the stuff instead, which is a lot nicer than typing it out, let me tell you. I do like the little UI system a lot. I'm sorry, the AI system. The UI system for UE is its own animal. I'm still confused by some of that stuff. Wow. Almost got ninja'd by that thing just out of nowhere. Okay, I really like the assassin teddies. Yeah, look at how often that triggers. I mean, it's literally a 1 in 90. God, that makes them the most awkward enemies ever. It kind of triggers a little slowly. trigger pretty quick there, though. So it doesn't seem a whole lot slower, actually. I guess it'll keep trying to find a location where it can move to that's safe for it. Well, that's actually kind of obnoxious. You're walking away and it's just like, oh, nope, I'm in front of you now. What do you think about that? Oh, nope, you moved different way. Here I am. Yep, there he is. He's out of nowhere, all shadow-like, and he's like, ha. That's actually really obnoxious. Wow. If I could just stop him from trapping himself on those things. This system isn't very good because it's supposed to keep moving him if he can't move. And yet, it doesn't seem to. So I think there's a fault in the teleport code. What's I do right here? The theory being that he will, he logs his pixel location and then he attempts to move up. Alright, wait. He's teleporting with this command. And he's supposed to remember the location and then, after teleporting, move up and see if it's the same location. But actually, no, he's supposed to teleport first and then remember and do that. And I think it's actually in reverse order, and that's where there's an error here. I think it's just reversed. I don't know why it's been like that whole time, but it's probably been like that for months. I haven't really worked on the bosses in a while. Alright, boss is online. See if the boss gets stuck in things. It looks like the boss is not getting stuck as often. It's looking for a location. But it should have found that location. But it's not. If I can handle any more of these particular music tracks, they're not very good. There are a lot of questionable ones in here. When you buy a Humble Bundle, you get a lot of not the best. Apparently, not the best. What else I got in this Humble Bundle here? Adventure games, yay! Let's grab a few more and toss them in here and make it more interesting than what I was currently listening to. Percussion loops? Why not? And mystical game music pack. Sure thing. I have a bunch more tracks in there. I have hundreds and hundreds of tracks to go through. Alright, so where are we at here now in this? So the loop is that it teleports. Then it does those, and if it fails like that, I mean, it doesn't really have to memorize the PX, I guess, because the PX might always be weird. It might not be accurate enough, or it might be too accurate. Let's just do it off of X and Y. So it does this. Huh. I don't need the stuck variable anymore. I don't use it anymore. I've had this for almost 3 hours. The longest I've streamed in a while, but I just sit there and mess with these for so long anyway. It's. I wish YouTube actually said these things. Like, it doesn't even show me. And OBS doesn't actually show how long I've been doing it either. Huh. Whatever. I know it's working because I've been to there twice to test it and heard my own voice from the past, which is kind of weird. It's the most I've heard my own voice in forever. At least recorded, anyway. Oh, I missed it. There must be some like invincibility frame set up in there because of how it's interacting with the pages. I think when they're moving, it can't, in the loop. I might have to get rid of the loop knowing that. Why is that still here? Error? No error with it. Well, the good news is it usually cleans itself up once you get far enough away anyway. For some reason the boss is no longer present, even though it should easily be able to be in any of those locations. So it sets those, and if its current thing there does not equal it, yeah, it's previous X right there. Get self variable. Does not equal X, and previous Y, the name's correct, right? Yeah, sure. Does not equal Y, okay. I'm gonna do this really fast here. Huh. This one's called Action Time. Gotta keep track of the songs that might not be terrible. All right. Now, this method is so much better for focusing me working on the project because I mean I've worked for a few hours straight other than like a random restroom break. And I haven't watched any random YouTube videos or anything of the sort. I kind of like this method. It's pretty good. Oh, that's why I need to have this up so I can see what it's saying. Wait a minute. It should have broke right here because those don't match. And those don't match. It's not breaking even though they don't match. Yeah, that's the old one. I left that up. That's fine. Just double checking I wasn't putting in the wrong one. Wait a minute. I think the problem here is that in order for this to work, it has to be both of them are true. I just wrote it like an idiot, that's all. I'll take it or. One or the other is true. That should cause it to break. Oh, I gotta close the previous version. Doink. I don't usually spend a lot of time solving coding problems at this time of night, but whatever. 4:59 a.m. Troubleshooting a game. Sounds perfect. Well, streaming it just in case someone really wants to watch me troubleshoot. Or maybe they'll it helps them answer the question, is this possible in RM? Yes, it's all possible. Everything's possible. Whatever you need, it can be done. If you got the coding skills, you can do anything you like. Might take a lot of coding, but I saw him briefly. Where's the boss? There he is. It's like a shadow bear, basically. Just you see him and he's like, gone. But kind of too fast, I think. So he's almost just not even actually relevant. I think he just needs to teleport less often, even still. Like, I just need to make the number even bigger. Why don't we double it? I kind of wanted to teleport a lot, but not so much that he never even hits you. And the player does need an opportunity to actually hit the boss. This is necessary. This is almost kind of doll-like. What do we got here? Story at night. Short loop 2. Well, let's add that to my list of tongues to check out later. Story at night. Short loop 2. Alright. I don't need that many songs for this though, so maybe one per area. On the other hand, music that fits a weird, creepy doll or even humorous doll type of thing, they're really few and far between. A lot of them just don't carry quite the vibe I'm looking for. At the end of the day, they are a bunch of dolls running around killing each other in a super haunted attic, but I was doing my butt on that. Just not much actually matches that concept. I have to play with the collisions a little bit since if I'm not going to run true pixel movement. She kind of hits a little weird on those beds. Most things she seems to hit fine on, but the beds are kind of weird. I'm going to check and see if I can poison him and hit him as well. He's been hit. Finally, someone that can actually take enough damage to see if it's the poison's actually helpful or not. Now he's barely teleporting at all. Oof. And this isn't you're savage. You almost just need the dodge to survive him. Teddy's just spazzing out. Berserker Teddy. Oh no. I guess there's a situation where his action button doesn't quite work right, but it seems to have fixed itself. Not action button, but I mean the action variable stuck for too long. I do want the game to be mostly about running away from things as you're trying to accomplish stuff, since they are an unlimited supply of enemies. I mean, I could set up where there's like a specific number of enemies on a map. How do I feel about that? Oh, this is just story at night. Just the whole one is just good. Okay. I was gonna fix the bed graphic, I think. I gotta figure out which one the bed graphic is, but it's just hits way too high. The player can't run behind it. So it's attic block 3. So it's just too tall. Let's just drastically reduce it and see what happens next time I see one. Okay, so guess I'm still playing with what the enemies can do at this point. I might actually have the Berserker Teddies explode. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. That could be interesting. So what we'll do is first we'll make certain the frozen thing is false. And then paste the event page for this. And then let's set a self variable. Exploding timer. There we go. Actually, there's a better one here. The Berserker version of this is better. I have the same concept of this idea, except for it's just done slightly different on there. So we'll do this so it explodes. I want all the Berserker ones to involve fire and being fast. And all the Shadow ones to be well, apparently assassins. That was not the original plan, but apparently assassins. Don't worry about it, just assassins. I have a better version of this code, though. I guess they'll explode like that. I don't need to do this weird method. Sure. And then let's avoid typing code again. Actually, let's find a new one there. Let's script it. Explosion timer. What do I write? Explosive timer. Exploding timer. Okay, well, you know, third time's a charm. Sure. Actually, explosion timer sounds better anyway. Sure. And then oops, not need all that. I just need a small bit here. So we're going to grab this here, and what this will do is I can set an if for it, or conditional, reaching a certain number, and then it just goes pop and blows up and hurts the player. Greater than or equal to about 900. And that'll turn its cell switch B on. I could have them explode and leave little firewalls in places. That's an idea. Or just a little mini fire. It's not even a firewall, just a fire. Just a little fire everywhere. That'd be crazy. I might do that. I don't know. Just give them something that they do. Have them leave an after effect on the field. They don't look like they're exploding. There's a strange projectile here with a funny graphic. Apparently the boss is not invincible now. Oh, that's right, I didn't include an invincible. I actually intentionally moved. Okay, so they don't explode. Oops. I know we want to do it out of that command just to make sure it's passing the information correctly. Okay. Explosion timer, it is. Just log it so I know. Also set this explosion timer way less. Make it like 300, I guess. 900 might just be way too long. Actually, there's no time weighted in here. I mean, there's a weight if they actually swing their weapons. But otherwise, it doesn't really do that much at all. Alright, let's see here. I don't need to summon the boss here. I just need random enemies to show up. Also, I'm going to bring this up so I can see what's going on. I wish you could just leave these open so you don't have to keep moving them around. Okay, it looks like it's counting. Oh my god, really? Alright, so it's counting negative. Because the thing I copied was actually supposed to tick down on something, but, you know, I didn't think about it, and it being 5:14 a.m., I just kind of went with it. So it was just ticking down the whole time. Oops. Just oops. Okay. I think I might end up calling it somewhat soon at this point. At this point, it's getting to that point where I'm not sure why I'm still awake. I'm forgetting to actually add things and instead subtracting things. That's the kind of errors we're at right now. Yep. The most basic of errors possible. Yep, yep. That's the shadow ones, which are still terrifying. I actually used this track for one of the areas of Papa Quest, the Halloween area. Oh, there's one of the exploder ones. Tick tock, tick tock. Nice. Here goes Pop. There's another one. Look at him go. Huh. Cool. I thought we're going on the battlefield now. Having the console open while it's just spazzing out doing this is just lag waiting to happen. That explosion's also huge. Alright. Oh, when it pops out of there, it also made her not... I don't want to fix that right now. This came out in the wrong form and it went back into the story area, but I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm thinking about making my enemies cooler. Ugh. Well, let's see. I've got my exploding enemies. I've got a teleporting boss. I've got a shadow assassin bear. I haven't made the regular one that cool yet. I kind of feel like it needs another animation or something, but it takes so long to make an animation that it'd probably be like an hour or something to make it. That's not that great. Could make the fire animation a little cooler. It already looks okay. I don't know if it's worth the time to edit it to be slightly better. I think tomorrow night I'll work on the Halloween area. I gotta sit there and do all these collision things, and it just takes forever. It'll probably take 2 to 3 hours to get the Halloween area where I want it to be. But then from that point on, I have an endless supply of random Halloween areas, so... Since everything's just blank maps anyway, and it's just randomly picking between one of these ones here, and they're all just nothing maps. So... I have an endless supply of maps to test on. So you need a Halloween one, a Christmas one, and probably one that's like doll themes. There's a bunch of creepy dolls in the attic. Maybe one more. Some sort of surprise area for the final area. I'll have to think about it. Huh. Alright, well, it's been a few hours. I think I'm going to call it for the night. Thanks to anyone who actually watched, and I'll be back with more later in case you really want to watch me program all these strange things in here and show you that clearly you should probably just download VS Code and code in there, because look at how much better it is being able to stare at all the code and have it highlighted and not some tiny little box where you have to scroll to the sides. Rant about, the script command being terrible and RM over, it's terrible, terrible thing. But anyway, I'm heading off to sleep, so I will catch you later. And have a great night.